Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS. Today in this video, we are going to see current affairs of 9th August 2023. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see brief introduction regarding the topics. So first topic it is about the climate events. So because of this climate change, we are experiencing some disasters, right? So we saw recent floods, we saw increasing of global warming, and we saw heat waves, wildfires, etc. So because of all these climate events, they will be having negative impact on the health. And if you are comparing with the health in urban areas and rural areas, so urban areas people who are present or who are inhabiting in these urban areas, they are facing negative consequences because of this climate change. And this article which is talking about what are the different diseases they are facing because of this climate change. So the diseases which are associated with this climate change, and it is talking about what is the way forward. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology. And next topic is communal penalty. So this article which is talking about Haryana issue, that is communal rights. So here you have to see what is the issue and what is the way forward, that's it. So there is no need of following this article daily, because UPSC is not going to ask what happened on October 7th or August 7th or what happened on August 5th, like that. So just you have to know the overall idea, and whenever you are writing an answer for this communal violence, you can give example like recent new issue, right? And this topic is important from your internal security and even from your society point of view. And this topic is at most important from your means. And next topic is tribals in non-ST villages feel left out. So here you have to understand what is the impact of the tribals, what is the negative consequences faced by these tribals who are living in non-scheduled tribe villages. So if we're talking about this scheduled tribe villages, so where exactly present in our constitution? So especially in 5th schedule. Okay, 5th schedule of our constitution talks about tribal areas. So why this is in news? Because today is World Tribal Day. So I wish you a very happy World Tribal Day. And here you have to understand the issues of tribals, because tribals, they become an integral part of our society. And these people, even though they are living in some isolated areas or isolated hilly and forest areas, so they comes under the part of our society. So even these people, they are facing a lot of issues from the British time onwards. So because of that, we are granting reservation for this STs, right? So mainly to bring them as par with the mainstream society. And here you have to see what are the issues and what are the provisions of this 5th schedule, and this topic is important from your polity. And next topic it is about Fitch's downgrade of US about. So actually Fitch, it is a rating company, a credit rating agency, and it downgraded US rating. So here we have to see what is the impact of this downgrading of USA. And this topic is important from your economy. And next topic is what is the Jan Vishwas Bill. So recently our government came up with this Jan Vishwas Bill, and it is related to 19 ministries. So you have to see what is this bill. So what are the key provisions, everything that is very important from your polity point of view. And next topic is about prices of wheat. So there is increased price of wheat. Then what is the reason? There is decrease in the supply. So why? Because of recent events of unexpected torrential rainfall in northern part of our country. So you know that wheat is normally a rabi crop which is grown in northern part of our country. And because of climate change events, these crops had been devastated. Now in the market there is less supply, right? So this is the article. And this topic is also important from your economy. So these are the topics now we are going to discuss in detail. So first, if you are talking about this climate events, so what exactly is? So if you see the central theme of this article, which says that the vulnerability of urban households to climate change led events need attention in India. Yes, because of this climate change, who are most vulnerable? Either rural or urban areas. So urban areas or urban households, they are most vulnerable to the climate change. So now let us try to see this article in detail. So actually now, because of monsoons, so normally the media focus is seen on this monsoon season, and we saw that there is a large scale devastation in many parts of our country. So beginning with cyclonic storm Biprozoi, which formed in Arabian Sea, and even in the northeastern states also there is heavy rainfall, and even northern part of our country also heavy rainfall. So because of this, now it is one of cause of concern, especially for the policy makers to deal with this climate change related events. So here, because of this devastating flood, so whenever the flooded water is coming into our homes, then what happens? It is filled with mud. It will be filled with different unwanted materials, etc. So in this way, here this flooded water, they will be carrying lot of microorganisms. So they will be causing vector-borne diseases, and even because of increasing of water stagnation during this monsoon season, that will be becoming the breeding sites for the mosquitoes. So vector, so here mosquito is a vector for the lot of diseases, even houseflies, right? So here common water and vector-borne diseases will be increased. So for example, you can talk about typhoid, you can talk about cholera, dysentery, leptospirosis, malaria, dengue, etc. So these are mainly impacting the people in the rain affected areas. And here what happens, so because of this vector-borne diseases, so normally these diseases are communicable diseases. Okay, for example cholera, and even if you're talking about different diseases, they are mostly communicable. So because of this, what happened, because of the spread of contaminated water, that will lead to the increased disease burden, and many people, they will be facing this diseases. So especially urban area, people who are living in urban areas, especially in some slums and urban settlement colonies, so in these areas people, they are mainly affected. So the people who are mainly living in the low-lying areas, okay, low-lying areas, the people, they will be facing this issues regarding this mosquito-borne diseases or vector-borne diseases or diseases caused by contaminated water. So large majority of the people in these slums and resettlement colonies, they live in poverty, and they normally works in informal sector. So whenever these people who are working in informal sector, so one problem they will face is they do not have any social security benefits. So people who are working in formal sector, yes, of course they will be having social security benefits, but these people who are working in this informal sector, so normally people who are living in these slums, they will be doing like construction workers, they may be, or daily wage earners, right? They will be working as laborers, so they do not have any social security benefits. So recently one study released in Nature which says that, so it is highlighting two important points. So first one is households in general with poor socio-economic indicators, they are more vulnerable to malaria. So here the people with poor socio-economic indicators, they are more vulnerable to malaria, especially in urban households when you are comparing with the rural counterparts. So when we are comparing with the rural area, so in urban area, so the people who are living, so they are most vulnerable to malaria. And next one here is climate change. So climate change will also having some events or relation with the suffering from malaria. And post monsoon season, so there will be increased vector-borne diseases. So because of this, what happened, it is now the responsibility of this vector-borne disease management officials to monitor and to control the spread of these diseases. And if you're talking about controlling the spread of this disease, so one problem here is people, they will be moving from one state to another state. For example, if you are from Telangana state, you may go to the other states in search of a job or in search of any coaching institutes. So many people, they will be shifting to Delhi, right? So if they are getting any sick, they will be coming back to their home state. So controlling of this disease is very difficult because of interstate migration of the people, right? So it is one of the important challenges that will be faced by officials. So if you're talking about what is the way forward, so author says that we have to focus on rebuilding of our health system. So we have to focus on especially extreme climate events, and based on that extreme climate events, we have to build our primary healthcare system, and we have to ensure resilience of our primary healthcare system. And this system, it needs to focus on vulnerable urban population, and we have to focus on the people who are living in the slums and peri-urban areas, because those people are most vulnerable. And we have to focus on resilient health system, and we have to respond to the emergency situations, and we have to provide the support to the people who are facing the crisis. So these are some important things. So if you want to do all these things, first of all, we need to have proper funds. Proper public investment is very much necessary, and it is immediate focus on urban areas. Okay, so this is about this topic in detail, nothing more, nothing less. And tell me your opinion on your perspective regarding this, how climate change will going to affect the human health. Okay, so at least 4 to 5 points, think and let me know that. And next topic, it is about communal penalty. So next topic, it is about communal penalty. So this article is talking about Haryana issue. So already we saw this topic number of times, and this topic is important from communal violence point of view, which comes in your GS paper 2. And even you can add this topic under your GS paper 3 under internal security issues also. So if you're talking about the context, why it is in news. So recently, very recently, communal clashes, they took place in which is present in Haryana. So because of this, it mainly raised various concerns over the state administration now. So what are the issues? This issue, it is between Muslims and as well as Hindus. So the clashes which erupted in this which spread to Gurgaon. So in this Gurgaon area, so we are having big manufacturing companies, big companies are situated. So because of this, it mainly raises concerns about the lack of preventive measures. So government is not taking any preventive measures to stop this conflict. And even Chief Minister referred to a conspiracy as explanation for the violence, but the state now failed to prevent this conspiracy now. So it is a failure of state administration, that we can say. And from both the side, from Muslim side and from the Hindu side, they also have the access to the weapons. So because of this access to the weapons, which raises the questions now about police knowledge and action, and the police lack of knowledge about the video's origin and failure to remove it on time. So it is also raising concerns day by day. And even if you are talking about Supreme Court directive, so Supreme Court said that we have to prevent the hate speech, we have to prevent the communal violence, and we have to prevent the vigilantism, we have to decrease the mob violence, we have to decrease the spread of misinformation, etc. But even though, yes, there is an increasing of conflicts or seen in the different parts of our country. And if you're talking about what is the way forward, what can be done, so we need to come up with a proper policy, proper law to address this type of issues. Because if you're talking about this Gurgaon, so whenever some important cities, they are having this type of conflicts, so this will be affecting investments. So these investments are very much important for our economic development. So if investments are affected, means it will be having negative impact on our overall economy. And we are focusing that we have to attract other countries which are leaving China under this China plus one opportunity. But if you are having this type of violences, and if the state is not controlling this, then that will be having negative impact on the countries, so that these countries, they will be not willing to establish their branches in India. So it will be underestimating our employment. Okay, so we can't attract more investment, so we can't go for development also. And this one is, India need to take measures to prevent, and especially to prevent, and we have to stop the recurrence of this events to be happen in the future also. So we have to maintain peace and stability in the nation, so that we can ensure the nation progress will be happening. So this is about this topic. And next topic, it is about tribals in non-ST villages feel left out. So this article, which is mainly talking about tribals who are living in non-tribal areas, and you have to let me know what are the issues will be faced by these people who are living in these non-ST villages. Okay, so this is your second homework, student, and I'm getting good responses, so it is encouraging me, right? So in soon, if time permits, and if our financial status is good, Then we are going to come up with a digital board soon, so that we will be having the live classes soon. So in that live classes, you need to give answers on live, and we will be setting one time for the live, okay? Either it may be like 8 a.m. or it will be like 9 a.m. So we are going to have the live class on YouTube, so that you can participate and you can give me the replies online itself, okay? So this topic is very important, especially from anthropology point of view also it is important. And next one is, so this topic is important from your Indian society also. So now let us try to understand this topic, and this topic is related to AP, okay? So but overall in India also we are having a lot of tribal people, and we are having primitively vulnerable tribal people out there. So from that point of view, we should not take only from the account of Andhra Pradesh, but we have to take India as a general, and we have to try to understand this topic. Because tribal people, they will be normally present in the forest areas, and they will be inhabited in the hilly areas. But not only that, here people, they are also moving, and they are also started living in the non-tribal areas also. So whenever people, they are coming and settling their hamlets in this non-tribal areas, so they will be facing a lot of problems. So let me know what are the reasons for the people who are coming out of their forest, and why they are living in the non-ST villages. So this is also 1/3 homework for you students, okay? So tribals who have been cultivating small portions of land for a sustainable living in some of non-scheduled tribe area villages and hamlets, so predominantly inhabited by this particularly vulnerable tribal groups, such as Konds and Kondadoras in Anakapalli district of Andhra Pradesh. So you can take this example, okay? So Konds and Kondadoras, they are mainly present in the Andhra Pradesh state. And you have to see here, one homework is, so in which state which tribal people are present. For example, where these Todas are present, where these Irungas are present. So please let me know tribal area, tribal people in which states they are present. So at least 10 tribal people in which states. That too famous. Okay. So tribals, actually they are living in the small portion of land, and they are making sustainable living. Especially they are living in some non-scheduled tribe villages. So especially who are there, for example, Konds and Kondadoras, they are living in AP. So on January 26, 1950, if you go back, so our constitution came into force on that day. So in our constitution, we have a provision called as 5th schedule of Indian constitution. So this 5th schedule, which gives a protection to the villages that are predominantly inhabited by these tribal people across the various states. So to give the protection, yes, we are having 5th schedule in our constitution. So already we also having another schedule, that is 6th schedule, which talks about the tribal belt of Northeast, that is AMMT, that is Assam, Mizoram, Meghalaya and Tripura. So here the authorities, they have demarcated 5th schedule areas, including in Andhra Pradesh, which are based on the documents, and these documents are provided by the Britishers. And later on, in many non-tribal areas also, tribals they are living. So because of this, district collectors, they gave the report to the state and central government, but till now there is no action taken. So if you are talking about these issues which are faced by these tribals who are living in these non-tribal areas, like they are facing atrocities committed by them by non-tribals, especially that led to the Naxal uprising in 1970s. So what is the reason for the Naxal uprising in 1970s? Because of atrocities done by these non-tribal peoples on these tribal peoples. So once these villages are notified under this 5th schedule, so what is the advantage? So they will be getting funds from the tribal sub-plan, and this fund they can be used for the development of the areas which are inhabited by these tribal people, and they will come under the purview of Integrated Tribal Development Authority. So these are some important facts that you have to know, and I drawn this from our editorial. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this 5th schedule of Indian Constitution, so this 5th schedule talks about provisions related to administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. So this 5th schedule of Indian Constitution deals with provisions related to administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. So what is the criteria? So if you want to understand the criteria on which here we are going to decide the scheduled tribal area means, so So we have one commission, that is Debar Commission. So you have to remember this. Debar Commission of 1960-61. So this commission which laid down the criteria for identifying the scheduled area under this 5th schedule. So the first one here is, so it should be predominantly inhabited by tribal people, and it should have at least 50% of the people who are belonging to tribes, and there should be a reasonable size of area, and there should be underdeveloped nature which is seen in this area, and there should be marked disparity in economic standard of the people who are living in the neighboring areas. So if you are comparing, so there should be the economic backwardness in this area. So these are the some important criteria which is given under this Debar Commission to notify any area as a scheduled area under 5th schedule of Indian Constitution. So if talking about the declaration of scheduled area, who are having the powers? So the President of India. So President of India is empowered to declare any area as an scheduled area. So who is having the power? Power is present with the President of India. So here President can direct any part or specified part or whole area as a scheduled area, and President can increase or decrease the area of any scheduled area in a state after consultation with the governor. So with consultation of governor, so your President have the power to increase or to decrease any area. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember regarding this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is about Fitch downgrades of US. So here you have to understand what is the issue, why Fitch, it is a credit rating agency, decreased the grading of US. And this topic is important from your economy, which comes under your GS paper 3. So now let us try to understand this topic. So here if you see context, it says that on August 1st, rating agency Fitch downgraded the US, or that is USA's rating, from AA plus to AAA. So you have to see the ranking or grading. So let me know how many grades are there. Okay, let me know how many grades are there and what is the India's grade also. Okay, so this is your homework, students. So on August 1st, rating agency Fitch downgraded US rating from AAA to AAA. So AA plus to AAA. So actually there is decreasing of rating of US, which is evident now. So this is the first major downgrade for a country since Standards and Poor actions in 2011. So from 2011 onwards, so this is the first major downgrade of rating for USA. So why? Because Fitch argued that there is fiscal deterioration in USA. So there is decreasing of economic development, and there is high and growing general development government debt burden. So there is also increasing of debt burden on the government. And there is one more problem, that is erosion of governance. Erosion of governance when we are comparing to the other peers, that means other countries. So first important problem here is there is fiscal deterioration, there is decreasing of economy. And next one here is there is increasing of debt. And third one is there is erosion of governance. There is erosion of governance. So these are some important things. So if we're talking about further more details, so this article says that Fitch said that there has been a steady deterioration in the standards of governance over last 20 years. So when we are seeing from the last 20 years onwards, there is steady, that means there is decreasing of standards of governance. And on the other side, there are some issues regarding fiscal matters, and as well as there is increased debt. So it also said that there is lack of medium fiscal framework. So there is a complex budgeting process, and even US is facing economic shocks. It is facing tax cuts and new spending initiatives. So because of all these things, there is drop in US credit ratings. Okay, and even if you see this Fitch experts, so they say that there is increased government deficit. Okay, government deficit. So this is also one important issue. So this is about this topic. And next topic, it is about Gen Vishwas Bill 2023 proposed by Centre. So here you have to focus on what is this Gen Vishwas Bill talks about. So what are the key highlights? So what are the advantages? And this topic is important from your polity point of view, and this is important from your GS paper too. And you can expect both prelims and as well as mains based question here. So if you see the context, it says that Jan Vishwas Amendment of Provisions Bill 2023 that has been recently passed in our parliament. So which ministry introduced this? Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry introduced this bill. So what are the aims? The first one is to boost ease of doing business and to boost ease of living in India. So these are the two important things behind this passing of this bill. So this bill proposes to amend 183 provisions to be decriminalized in 42 central acts. And these acts are administered by 19 ministries or departments. So you can see, so this bill is going to bring a lot of change in our governance process. So what are the details? So this bill proposes to amend 183 provisions in 42 central acts. And these are administered by 19 ministries or departments. And which ministries are covered here? Ministry of Environment, Agriculture, Media, Industry, Trade, IT, Copyright, Motor Vehicles, Cinematography, Food Safety. So all these are included. These are the major domains. And the main objective of this bill, it is to decriminalize minor offences. Do not involve any harm to the public or public interest or national security, and that can be replaced with the civil penalties also. So what is the need? Need here is we need to rationalize the criminal provisions so that we can decrease the pressure on judiciary or justice system now. And even we can address technical and procedural defaults without imposing severe penalties. And even we can establish a balanced approach between severity of offense and as well as prescribed punishment. So we can boost the growth of business also, because we are going to eliminate the barriers and we are going to promote the conducive legal environment. So because of this, we can also increase the growth of business. So what are the benefits? The benefits here is, so we can introduce administrative adjudication mechanism. So this bill will reduce pressure on justice system. So it will be also helpful in reducing case pendency, and even it will facilitate more efficient and effective justice dispensation. Okay, so this is about this benefits. And if you're talking about which are the laws which are covered, so we have Forest Act, we have Environment Protection Act, and Air Prevention Control Pollution Act, Information Technology Act, Copyrights, Patents Act, Railways Act, and FSSA Act. So all these are the key laws which are covered in this bill. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see the next topic. It is about wheat prices. So there is increasing of wheat prices. So what is the reason? On another side we have supply constraint, that is decreased supply. So why? Because of climate change related events, because of uneven rainfall, because of torrential rainfall in the northern part. So here I want to give you one homework. So you have to say me what are the necessary conditions required for the growth of wheat in India, and whether it is a rabi crop or kharif crop. So these are the questions that you have to answer me. So if you say context, it says that Indian wheat prices surged to a 6 months high. So there is increased price for this wheat because of limited supply, and there is also increased demand. So we are expecting that we are going to see there will be increased demand because of the festival season. So this is a thing which said by dealers. So if you are talking about details, it says that the rising prices may prompt New Delhi to eliminate import duties on cereals to bolster the supply and control the prices. Because if there is no supply in the market, means there will be increasing of price. So that we have to eliminate this import duties, so that we can import this wheat from the other countries, so that we can ensure the availability of wheat in the market, and even the price will be also decreased, so that we can ensure the food security. And because of rising of this wheat prices, that can contribute to food inflation. Already we are facing this food inflation now, so further it will lead to escalating of food inflation. So now let us try to see some facts regarding this wheat. Wheat is a rabi crop which is grown between September and December and harvested between February and May. So in 2020, if you are focusing on the wheat production in India, it is about 107,000 tons. So wheat production in India has increased from 23,832 to 107,860,000 tons in 2020. So there is a lot of increase that is seen. So one important contribution here is because of Green Revolution. And Indian wheat is largely soft or medium hard, and it is having the protein, medium protein, and it can be used for the preparation of white bread, etc. And even with this wheat, we can also prepare pasta. So you will be eating this pasta, right? So pasta can be also prepared by using this wheat. So if we're talking about some more facts, so India is the second largest producer of wheat. So tell me, which is the first largest producer of wheat in the world? So India produces about 107.59 million tons of wheat annually, and because of this it forms as a major chunk towards the domestic consumption. And if you're talking about another thing, that is China, India, Russia, they are the three largest individual wheat producers in the world. And these three countries, they account for 41% of world's total wheat production. And if we're talking about soil and climate is very important for the growth of this wheat. Soil and the climate of prairies. So prairies are nothing but they are present in USA. So in these prairies we can go for the growing of wheat. Okay, so because of this, these prairies of North America, they are called as wheat basket of the world. So these are some important facts and you should not forget your homework. And now let me make a small announcement. So yesterday we conducted live orientation class regarding this mains answer writing practice and we got a very good response. And students, please try to join this course. So this course is for 1 year. So we are going to give you detailed schedule for the next 1 year. And we are going to evaluate each and every answer that you wrote. And we will be also providing questions based on GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. And we'll be having a special focus on current affairs also. And we'll be having the live doubt clearing session on every Sunday for 1 to 1.5 hours. So this course has already been started, so you can join. So there is nothing like the last day to join. So try to join whenever you want to join. And if you have any queries, so please call me on this number 8074765513. And the cost of this course is 8,200. So if you can't pay this fee in one go, so you can pay in 2 installments. Okay. So if you want to talk to me directly on live, so you can come and join this course. Okay. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So date here is August 9th and today is Wednesday. So first topic here is police registered case against Assam Rifles in Manipur. So you have to see some facts regarding this Assam Rifles. That's it. So if you move on. So in this page number 8, you can see issue norms for sex selective surgeries on intersex infants. So here you have to see what are the Kerala High Court directives regarding the sex selective surgeries. And one more interesting thing here is in Karnataka, over 45,000 teenage pregnancies are being reported. That means what are the reasons for increasing of teenage pregnancies? The first one is sexual harassment. Next one is in schools also many children, they are facing this issue of sexual violence. And even we can see there is prevalent of child marriages, right? And if you move on, you can see this infographic, it is regarding World Tribal Day. So I wish you a very happy World Tribal Day. And editorial page, I discussed about this falling short article. I discussed about this topic regarding climate events and umbrella for urban health. And here if you see this opinion page, you can see this article regarding tribals in non-STs, they feel left out. I discussed this topic. And next topic, it is about Fitch downgrading US so I discussed this topic. And this one is Jan Vishwas Bill of 2023, I discussed this topic. And if you move on, you can see in this news page, page number 14, you can see about this article 370. So our CJ, that is Chief Justice of India, He asked that should constitution be amended to make Article 370 permanent or not. So this is the issue, and we have to see what will be the response of this government. Okay. And if you move on, you can see trial done in India shows nutrition support prevents TB related deaths. So because of this TB, we can see there is a high mortality that is seen, right? Mortality means nothing but death rate. So because of this, here we came with a trial undertaken in India. So because of this trial, we understand that there is decreased TB deaths. And if you move on, you can see more students using smartphones for retirement than study, says survey. So even one survey says that what are the mobile phones that are present in the hands of the children, they are used for the entertainment, for playing of games, etc. And if you move on, in the world page, you can see IS attack kills 10 Syria troops, says report. So here you have to see where is this Syria is located, so what is the issue, and you have to see about this IS, Islamic State. And in economy page, you can see Moody downgrades US bank, says more to come. So even on another side, another credit rating agency, that is Moody's, also downgraded US banks. And this topic, it is about wheat prices. Wheat prices jumped to 6 months high. So I discussed this topic and I gave you the homework also. So these are some important articles that appeared in your today's newspaper. So one thing I want to say is, if you are new to this Rathod Science Academy, please subscribe to this Rathod Science Academy, and don't forget to hit the like button and share this video to your friends also. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much.